Good evening. My name is Letitia Pepper. I'm the Director of Legal and Legislative Analysis for Crusaders for Patients' Rights, a nonprofit organization based in Sacramento, California, that helps people who are legally using medical marijuana. A little bit about my background. I actually am an attorney. I've been one since 1982. And I've worked for law firms like Best & Krieger, the people who brought you ordinances banning medical marijuana. And I stopped working for them after about 3 years. I left them. I didn't like some of the things they were doing. And then I mainly went to work for Court of Appeal Justices. I've worked for Court of Appeal Justices at the court that's the 4th District, 2nd Division, located in Riverside now. I worked at the courts in Los Angeles. I worked for the 2nd District, 3rd Division. And I also worked for the 1st Federal District Court Judge in the city of Riverside. I tell you that because I want you to understand I actually have a very good legal background to be able to get jobs like that and keep them. And during part of the time I worked for those people, I went to work for a week or more with a PICC line in my arm, if you know what that is, where they put in a port so you can push medicine into your arm. I had to take steroids for my MS exacerbation. I've been a guinea pig for the pharmaceutical companies since 1998. I was diagnosed with MS in 1993. And it got a lot worse in 1998, and then I started taking all the different prescription medications for it. And the last one that I took, it was in a double-blind study, and I knew I was getting the real drug because the day after the first infusion, where you weren't supposed to know if you got the real drug or not, I couldn't get out of bed for 3 days. So I was pretty sure I got the real drug. And then I had to start taking additional drugs to treat the side effects of the drug I was taking. And one of the drugs I took, which was approved by the FDA, was a drug called Provigil. They've since changed the name, but not to protect the innocent. They call it New Vigil now. But it's a drug that after taking it for 4 years, it made me go crazy. I became manic, aggressive, anxious. The warnings that they came out with after this happened to me, and I on my own figured out that's the drug that caused it. The warnings said those things, and then about a month or two later they added, may cause hallucinations and the need for hospitalization. And when I went crazy and went to live with homeless people in Venice because I was crazy, I didn't take my medicine with me. And so that's how I found out that's what it was. I tell people pharmaceutical drugs were my gateway drug to take marijuana instead. I've been able to stop taking all the prescription drugs, every single one, and only use marijuana, which I can legally grow in my yard. I'm saving $300 a month on the co-pay cost of my drugs. I pay $700 a month for my insurance, and it was still $300, and the drugs were making me sick. If you want to protect public health and safety, you need to make sure that people have safe access to legal medical marijuana, and you shouldn't treat businesses who are providing marijuana any differently than a pharmacy. Don't charge them more to be in business than a pharmacy is charged. That's how you'll be in trouble, because when you try and make more money for your city from marijuana than from other drugs, that's what you're doing that's not legal. Thank you.
By the way, we don't make any money off this, so we don't have any receipts tax, none of that stuff. And the fee is actually compensatory. I just want to make it clear. There's no money that the city's making on this.
I'd be curious about why it costs more to regulate marijuana than prescription drugs.
I'm just telling you, you've had your say. Next.